Before the walls, before the laws were carved in stone, they were walking. No name for virtue, no sacred throne, just steady hands and fearless souls. They knew every act has weight, every life is flame. Balance is not a bargain, it is the game. They stood upright while kingdoms fell, aligned by what they did, not what they would sell. We are the Starwalkers, heaven and earth, in a single step. We are the Starwalkers, heaven and earth, in a single step. Empires rising, empires gone, voices shouting right and wrong, power turning into control, humans reaching but losing their soul. Still they walked, no crown, no flag. Once you see the axis, you don't turn back. What resists the light cannot rise. What breaks the bond divides. The real does not punish, it replies. We are the Starwalkers, heaven and earth, in a single step. We are the Starwalkers, heaven and earth, in a single step. We rise. We rise. One day the earth will breathe again, not by fear but by awakening. We will build without breaking, we will lead without taking. We are the Starwalkers, heaven and earth, in a single step. We rise. We remember, heaven and earth, in a single step. Hold the axis. Remember, remember again. Hey, hey. If you were only dust, all would be appearance. If you were only illusion, all would be in vain. If you lived just to please, everything would hunger. A starving divinity, begging for devotion. But listen, listen now. You are more than this, more than you know. Not dust, not illusion, not a mask to wear. You are a demon on the way, a passing consciousness, a living spark, searching to become fire, warmth and light. the other will remain, not in memory, but in how you stand before the real, beyond the real. You are more than this, more than before. Not dust, not illusion, not a borrowed face. You are a demon on the way, a fleeting awareness, a living spark, searching to become fire, warmth, and light. You have been here before, you will return again, as long as the veil still keeps you apart from what holds the universe together. This is not punishment, it is consequence, the slow awakening of the heart. Remember what you are. Remember now. You are a demon on the way, a fleeting consciousness, a living spark, searching to become fire, warmth, and light. Woo! Woo! Warmth and light. Be kindness, be strength, be courage, and the path will open. Walk with me toward what we may become. Remember again. You are a demon on the way, a passing consciousness, a living spark, searching to become fire. Warmth and light. Remember. Do you feel the tension in the air tonight? A thousand shapes trying to hide your access. Do you hear the whisper of matter calling? Take what you can, take while nothing stops you. Take while you are strong, like the plant spreading without end, reaching for the light, never asking why. Do you feel the force rising inside you? The hunger to take, the hunger to grow without limit. This is the matrix, a field of attraction. It always promises a world to possess, a world to possess. Do you hear the other call, the voice of the beast? Multiply, expand, conquer the space like the animal, mocking its ground, limited only by power and predation. And your mind can amplify every everything, the plant, the beast, or the human inside you. Inside you, this is the matrix, a field of attraction. It always promises a world to possess, a world to possess. The matrix holds no virtue that belongs to you. Every rightful act opens a door. Every true step lights the path. For life flows through all things, from the first fire all the way to you. This is the matrix, a field of attraction. It always promises a world to possess. Life after life, every universe has its gravity, but stand upright, find the door and discover the house has 1,000 rooms. Inside the matrix, but do not lose yourself. Remember where you come from. Stand upright and reclaim your vertical access. Stand upright and reclaim your vertical This is the matrix, a field of attraction. It always promises a world to possess, a world to possess. Beyond the words, there is the stance. Beyond the speeches, there are the deeds. Knowledge can shine, yet nothing changes. In urgency, I act, in doubt, I build. A prisoner still of debts, of things, of choices. Where is the ground in a world that slips? Where is the depth in a world that drifts? Where is the rest in this endless thirst? Vitriol! I search for my axis in the roar. Vitriol! I search for my joy under the dust. With courage I dig again. Vitriol. Feel the presence in the flesh. 9 years to drive the axis into the earth. 9 lives to change your place in the universe. I do not curse slowness, I do not curse change. I wanted to run, to skip the steps, to make myself greater. But haste deceives, it feeds the lie. So I slow down and listen to the song of my star. Is not spoken. My last act is not done until my final breath. Vitriol will be my struggle. Come walk with me. Let us stand together. Vitriol. We create the hunger. We sell the cure. Don't worry, we've got you covered. In your lungs, more filters in your homes, more fatigue under neon lights, more pills to keep you numb, more screens inside your life, more rules inside your mind. We dig the hole, then sell the rope. Stay quiet, stay small, watch your feet, don't look up. Feel the fear, not your heart. We are the ogres. We live off your hunger. We are the ogres. Your lack makes us stronger. We are the ogres, beyond what we need. The more you despair, the more we feed. More weapons in the streets, more sirens in the night, more noise on every channel, more confusion in your sight. More injustice in the cities, more cameras on the wall. We create the wound, then sell the cure for all. Run faster, be the best. Chase glory, forget the rest. Be the dust, not the light. We are the ogres. We live off your life. We are the ogres. Your exhaustion is our prize. We are the ogres. No end to appetite. The more you consume, the bigger we rise. More upgrades in your house, more debt to pay it back, more breakups under pressure, more loans to fill the crack. We build a chain, then sell the key. Everything planned, everything clean. Run faster, don't think, forget your heart. We'll handle it. We are the ogres. grows in your silence, it feeds on your need. When you look down, it rises. When you forget who you are, it thrives. We are not prey, we are not food. Break the ogres where they root. Lift your eyes, stand upright, say no, and cut the supply. Break the ogres, break the chain, starve the beast of your pain. Look up, remember, ogres die in the light. Clarity, courage, say no, and they fall. They walk among us, they speak like us, but something has gone dark. They fill the cities, the towers, the halls. Clean suits shining, but the spirit falls. For comfort and gold, for one more score, they sell tomorrow for a little more. Faster and faster, higher the climb, and the world slips out of time. They say it's all fine, close your eyes, but we are here, eyes open wide, hearts still beating, facing the walking dead. We stand, we resist. With their machines, they grind the living. With their screens, they drown your fire. With their voices, they sharpen your hunger. Faster and faster, cheaper and cheap. The promise glitters while the world runs deep. They say this is normal. Again, but we are here, eyes open wide, hearts still beating, facing the walking dead. We stand, we resist. Their strength is not in their slogans, it lives in your hands. One gesture a day, one step aside. No need to strike, no need to hate, just choose not to bow. But we are here, eyes open wide, hearts still beating, facing the walking dead. Walking Dead. Stand again. It is enough. Return to yourself. Return to the soul. For the blood that was shed, the snapping branches, the tearing thorns. But look deeper, look at the roots hidden in the dark earth, where evil tightens, where evil coils. The enemy is not of flesh, it is of words. In books, in voices, in vows drawn too tight. Let us break the chains that freeze our hearts into the cold stone of past hatreds. The land is not promised, it is not owed, not to fallen empires nor to jealous gods. It belongs to those who make it resonate, who bring it to life through the naked surge of the heart. The enemy is not of flesh, it is of words. In books, in voices, in memories torn apart. Let us break the chains so that our hearts may beat wider, may beat higher. Oppression gives birth to backlash, backlash gives birth to ruin. Towers collapse, you fall. Too much pain held in the dense silence of hurried steps that turn their gaze away. The enemy is not of flesh, it is of words. In books, in voices, in sealed inheritances. Let us break the chains that freeze our hearts into the cold stone of past hatreds. Do you remember what unseen force grounds you? Who life after life changes skin, changes flag, changes name, yet remains. To hate the other is to hate your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. Those you loved before being reborn. The enemy is not of flesh, it is of words. In books, in voices, in ancient vows. Let us break the chains that freeze our hearts into the cold stone of past hatreds. The living bleeds too much. Let your words be blades of light. Let your body be a living rampart. Break the stone. Sow the seed. The living love the living. All the rest is but a lie, repeated into oblivion. Hey! The enemy is not of flesh, it is of words. In books, in voices, in ancient vows. In Don't ask why. Don't look up. Don't look inside. Words carved into childhood, promises pulled tight, borders in our thinking we never saw at night. We've been walking with shadows, letting them decide. Old inherited stories living in our mind, but under the dust something is breathing. Deep in your chest, a fire not sleeping. Break the chains inside our hearts. Break the chains that feed the dark. Break the chains of borrowed fear. Something higher's calling. We rise from here. Break the chains. Break the chains. The enemy has no face. It's a voice you repeat. It says this is just how it is. Stay quiet, stay small, stay weak. It promises safety, it feeds the doubt, draws lines in the sand and shuts you out. But something in you remembers where you began. A spark in your chest, stronger than the plan. Under the stars, you feel it calling. A deeper truth that keeps you standing. Break the chains inside our hearts. Break the chains that tear apart. Break the chains of inherited lies. Something higher's calling. We rise. Break the chains. Break the chains. We are not a borrowed hate. We are not what they create. We are fire, we are light, we stand up. We rise. Break the chains inside our hearts. Break the chains that kept us in the dark. Break the chains and stand up tall. Something higher's calling. We won't fall. Break the chains. Break the chains. Break the chains. Under these stars, we stand. Break the chains. Far from hollow promises of a silent, absent sky. Far from dust that kneels and settles. Far from learning how to die. Far from glitter made of weakness. Far from borrowed highs. Something still echoes, a muted cry, an ancient cry, a living cry inside you. We flooded the world with sacred words. They comfort but pull you away from what is real. We fed the hunger that devours the masses. We split the hearts with fear, with hatred. But under the ruins of not a promise, a crossing. Do you hear it? The cry of eternity, a truth that burns and makes you be. Some actors may, I am what I do. Some actors may, I am what I choose. Some actors may become who you are, become who you are. Nothing you watch will shape your soul. Nothing you shout will make you whole. Nothing you gather will make you rich. Only the living mark you leave in flesh, in minds, in hearts. Watch what you feed. Everything returns. Do you hear it? The cry of eternity, a truth that burns and sets you free. Some actors may, I am what I do. Some actors may, I become what I choose. Some actors may become who you are, become who you are. Can silence this fire. It moves through lives, through time, through worlds. The Bifröst is not a myth. It is the act that binds time to eternity. Do you hear it? The cry of eternity, a truth dismay. I am what I do. Some actors may, I become what I choose. Some actors may become who you are, become who you are. Then walk, hold the axis. Let your actions become the bridge between this world and eternity. Some actors may, some actors may, some actors may. I am what I do. I am what I do. Some actors may become who you are, become who you are. Tonight, you were here, alive, present, standing, and in a world that scatters everything that matters. Tomorrow, the noise will return, the screams, the urgency, the voices speaking in your place. Maybe you will even forget part of this night, but not all of it, not all of it. Keep at least one number, something that still holds a truer gaze, a deeper silence, a refusal to betray yourself. Do not let anyone convince you that your soul must sleep to survive here. They will want you distracted, exhausted, fragmented. Remember this, you can still choose. Hold the axis, even in the storm. Hold the flame, even without witnesses. Walk straight yourself. Resist without becoming hatred. Seek the truth even when it disturbs. Protect what breathes, speak true. Keep your word, and when you fall, rise again. One step, another step. One voice, another voice. One life, still alive. One step, another step. One voice, another voice. One life, still forget what matters most. Take care of what lives within you and around you.